This story might fall under the heading of one thing leads to another. It started on August 20th. At 7 p.m., Jon Stewart, who had a successful cable show featuring political comedy, was talking to the audience during the warm-up routine prior to the taping of the show.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Daily Show. My name is Jon Stewart.
I feel so frustrated with the political system, and I hear my friends say the same thing all the time. Maybe you should run for president.
The comment was quickly forgotten.
From my family to yours, I'd like to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Like millions of Americans, Michelle, Malia, Sasha, and I will spend the day eating great food, watching a little football, and reflecting on how truly lucky we are.
Huh? What? Oh, yes. Very inspiring. Perfectly fine, bland, non-offensive address that usually gets about 40,000 hits on YouTube, or to put it in perspective, around 100,000 fewer than this video of baby panda sleeping.
No, this year, Thanksgiving was ruined because in his Thanksgiving Day internet address, Barack Obama did not thank God. Come on! It is Thanksgiving. Who does he thinks we're thanksing? Other than Dr. Heimlich. That's why tonight I am giving a wag of my gravy-stained finger to President Obama.
President Obama made it official today. He wants to stay there 4 more years. The president kicked off his 2012 re-election run with a video, emails, even texts, searching for his supporters again to recapture the magic from 4 years ago.
I am confident that we can steer ourselves out of this crisis. And who's been in charge of the economy? We need a rescue plan for the middle class. We need to provide relief for homeowners. It's going to take a new direction. If we keep talking about the economy, we're going to lose.
I asked this to President Bush when I talked to him a few weeks ago. Does it disturb you that so many people hate you? No, I mean, it's a serious question.
You know, the truth is that the people, and I'm sure previous presidents would say the same thing, whether it was Bush or Clinton or Reagan or anybody. The people who dislike you don't know you.
They hate you.
Even the folks who hate you, they don't know you.
That's true.
What they hate is whatever funhouse mirror image of you that's out there.
My plan will require us to come together and make up the additional savings with more spending cuts and more spending reductions in the tax code.
It's a tax hike. That's like saying, I'm not going on a diet. I'm going to add calories to my excluded food intake.
Right now,
yes,
grade President Obama going into the campaign.
Oh, I don't do that. I don't know.
The Jon Stewart scale of how much you voted for him, has he lived up to your expectations?
No.
If Obama doesn't deliver change, the U.S. still has other potential candidates.
A lot of people see this book as testing the waters for a run for political office. A lot of people are dissatisfied with the What office? I'm not a bridesmaid, okay? I'm the bride.
Are you saying here tonight?
I am not saying anything, Larry. What are you asking me?
Are you thinking about running for the big one?
For God? Go down one more notch.
One notch president. You thinking about it?
You don't want democracy? F it, don't take it. You don't want to be in America? F it, go settle your own state.
Jon Stewart for president.
What?
The internet was on fire. Over 8 million emails. It was a grassroots movement fueled by the power of the internet and the cult of personality.
If I am elected, South Carolina will be synonymous with peaches the way Iowa is with corn, the way Idaho is with potatoes, and the way Minnesota is with Idaho senators.
This was not a rally to ridicule people of faith or people of activism or to look down our noses at the heartland or passionate argument or to suggest that times are not difficult and that we have nothing to fear. They are, and we do. But we live now in hard times, not end times.
Nearly 2 years after one of the worst recessions in our history, certainly the worst one in our lifetimes, our economy is showing signs of real strength. It was wonderful seeing some of these trucks and cars that were back here, and I was getting the. God bless you. God bless the United States of America.
President Obama is down 21 points on whether he's a strong leader and on whether he understands the problems of ordinary Americans.
The following is a quote from our debate advisory standards.
Hello, America! Hello, multitude on the Washington Mall! Oh, this feels right. Where have you been all my life? Thank you for being here today to do our bidding. Bow before us,
Tonight,
minions.
a new poll of Democrats shows that Stephen Colbert, the comedian, the late-night TV host, is actually shaking up the race for president. Yes, the fake candidate is creating ripples by beating real ones.
The problems we face didn't develop overnight, and we won't solve them overnight. But we will solve them. All it takes is for each of us to do our part.
Want a beer or soda?
Soda, please. Large audience compared to a network show. His surfing has been extremely influential in some smaller circles. We've got some clips. Are they ready in there?
I TiVo all his shows.
Okay, here's some excerpts from his show.
So anyway, Thanksgiving YouTube address, one of those busy work presidential tasks that are at this point done by rote. And speaking of rote, unthinking, busy work, the reaction.
President Obama ruffled quite a few feathers on Turkey Day.
Leaving God out of Thanksgiving?
He left God out of his Thanksgiving Day address.
Was that a religious slight or an oversight?
He's a product of the secular left. Someone should remind him the Pilgrims came over here to celebrate and to be able to have religious freedom and the ability to worship God, right?
Yeah, someone should remind you that if I recall my grade school pageants correctly, Thanksgiving was a bunch of pagans teaching religious zealots how to farm.
And now I thought we might have a moment, however brief, for some sincerity. If that's okay, I know there are boundaries for a comedian, pundit, talker guy, and I'm sure I'll find out tomorrow how I have violated them. I'm really happy you guys are here.
Comedian Jon Stewart has more clout in America than President Barack Obama. That's the view of voters in an online men's magazine who picked The Daily Show host as the most influential man of the year in the United States.
He's in the debate. He's in the debate. They're going to let him participate in the debate. Wow, we struck gold or what?
Oh, my God.
Oh, we're going to have to start writing.
Yeah, I mean, we can write it, but is he going to do any of it?
Hey, praise the internet.
16 million emails spoke loud and clear.
You want to talk about a serious issue? Nowadays, people tune out.
Wait a second. What? Do you think anybody remembers the issues when there's a debate? Do you think, when was the last time any human being, any American watched the debate and went, oh, God, did you hear what he said?
More and more people are watching your show, Jon Stewart, Bill Maher News from comedians. How crazy is that?
You're running.
I'm running.
You're running because the people wanted you to run. Mm-hmm. Okay, why do you think they wanted you to run? To listen to you talk about issues? Are you kidding me? I can barely listen to you talk about issues, okay?
Have I not said this 100 times?
Then when the hurdy-gurdy man came singing songs,
Gentlemen, again, good evening and welcome. Let's begin.
Mr. President, thank you very much for doing this, and I must thank you on behalf of the Fox News Channel.
With us now is Stephen Colbert. Bill, thank you for having me on.
Jon Stewart, everyone. Here's what the Wall Street Journal said. I want you to react to this quote. Mr. Obama is a determined man of the left, whose goal is to redistribute much larger levels of income across society. You know, painting you as a pretty left-wing guy, you're going to draw the line.
The Wall Street Journal will probably paint you as a left-wing guy.
No.
I mean, if you're talking about the Wall Street Journal editorial page,
that's what this is.
You know, that's like quoting the New York Times editorial.
Do you deny their assessment?
No.
Because we were set up over there, and then they moved you a little to the center. Worst part of this job? What's the worst, absolute worst part of being president of the United States?
Bill, you know you gotta play the game that the media elites want you to do, okay? Some places you can draw the line, some places you can't. You and I have taken a lot of positions against the powers that be, and we've paid a heavy price.
Who's going to win the game?
Well, I don't think I would ever be able to convince you of that, but yeah, I consider myself.
Millions of people are watching, and I'm asking the questions that they want to know about you.
I'm a very nice man to
You're
do
a stand-up guy.
Your respect for me grows in leaps and bounds in a way. You're like the Grinch right after he realized they don't need presents for Christmas when you see me. Your heart grows to dimensions you didn't even know about. You love it. You love me because you know we come from we're the same people.
Okay, I'm making you president of the United States, which is just
every time I come here, you make me president of the United States.
It's insane, I know, but all right.
Well,
how did you get there?
It's like something I never saw before.
This is where we'll be deciding the results of this year's midterm elections.
Covering. I think you mean covering.
Yes, that's what I meant. Covering.
Congress decided that Delacroix Systems would have the national franchise for computerized voting in the coming presidential election. In hindsight, not one of their better decisions.
According to my calculations down here, comedian Jon Stewart has got 146 electoral votes right now. He's got them. And there are 5 more states to be counted where he's on the ballot out of the 13 to be counted, and it's possible. If he takes all 5 states, that could put Stewart over the top of the 270 needed. I believe I've got my figures correct, but it's a possibility, not a likely possibility, but it's a possibility.
You're kidding me. Oh, come on. It should be on the news any minute. It looks like we're going to take North Carolina. What? And Indiana? Oh, come on. You sure? Oh, this is so insane. Insanity. It's sweet insanity. At 1:23 East Coast time, comedian Jon Stewart has been elected president of the United States. The free world will now be led by a comedian.